Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls news and updates. In today's video, I'm going to be giving another update on Lonzo Ball. Also talking about the Bulls signing Kostas Antetokounmpo, and some Bulls players have started arriving to training camp early. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and helps me out a lot. And leave some comments and questions below today's video about all the topics and updates I'm about to jump into. But nonetheless, let's just not waste any time and jump into the Lonzo Ball injury update. And you know, training camp is about a week away, and who knows if Lonzo Ball is going to be there. I mean, there's been many reports about how he's expected to miss training camp and the start of the regular season. Now, just yesterday, Bulls insider Casey Johnson did put out an article talking about some Bulls training camp questions, and he was talking about the whole Lonzo Ball injury, and he gave a little update on him. You know, Lonzo Ball, he's had a busy offseason trying to get his body and his knee right for the regular season and training camp. He's visited many specialists in LA. The Chicago Bulls doctors have checked him out. You know, he's had some rehab, he rested, and you know, this whole injury has been a complete mess. And Casey Johnson did report saying that the Chicago Bulls don't know when point guard Lonzo Ball will be back on the court again. And let me just first off say that's probably the worst thing that they could have said or Casey Johnson could have reported. I mean, other than this whole injury being a complete mess, you know, training camp's right around the corner. And I really do hope the Bulls front office put out an official update on Lonzo Ball's injury. I mean, I do understand it's a complete mess and there's a lot of question marks considering that his surgery happened all the way back in January or February, and his injury was supposed to be like a 6 to 8 week time frame, and now it's about 6 to 8 months. I don't know. It's a complete mess. Casey Johnson did continue, and he said some days when Lonzo Ball does work out, everything seems fine, and then other times when he does work out, discomfort flares up again. I don't know. This whole injury is a mess, and in my head, it does seem like Lonzo's going to need surgery. I don't know. It's a complete mess. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that whole situation. I mean, less than a month ago, some rumors did come out from Bleacher Report and Lonzo Ball's camp. And some people in Lonzo Ball's camp are reportedly very confident that Lonzo Ball will return from injury for the Bulls season opener. I don't know. That was a month ago. A lot can change in a month or so. But nonetheless, I just hope Lonzo can get back on the floor at one point, because that's going to start becoming a question the more and more this injury continues to wear on, especially with the Bulls not putting out any official time frame or timelines or anything like that. I just hope Lonzo can be ready for the start of the season, or at least, you know, for the halfway point of the season. I don't know anymore. And the second topic in today's video is about the Chicago Bulls signing Kostas Antetokounmpo to a training camp contract. I'm sorry if I did butcher his name. You know, I did make a video about a week or two ago talking about how the Bulls, there was some rumored interest with the Bulls and Kostas. And let me just say, I love this signing. You know, obviously, as of right now, it's just a training camp deal, so he's not on the official roster or nothing like that. You know, he will compete for a two-way spot. You know, the last 3 seasons he has spent with the Lakers, Mavericks, and he played for Greece in the Euro basket this summer. And Casey Johnson did report saying that the Chicago Bulls' second two-way spot is currently open, and Malcolm Hill, Derrick Jones, and Kostas Antetokounmpo are all among those in the mix, so all those will be competing in training camp and in preseason, I'd have to guess. You know, Justin Lewis still does have the other two-way spot. It does seem like the Bulls are going to keep him around, but who knows? As of right now, I really hope and I do believe Kostas Antetokounmpo will win that spot. I feel like he just provides something that Malcolm Hill and Derrick Jones just can't, and that's size that this Bulls team is desperately missing. I mean, I like Malcolm Hill. He's a solid 3-and-D type player that the Bulls could use off the bench, but I'd rather them keep Kostas on this roster. I mean, he's only 24 years old. He is 6'10", so he could play the center position, power forward position, or even small forward position. He's super young, has a lot of potential, and that's what I'm happy that the Bulls are doing. You know, throwing a young flyer out on a young talent that can obviously you can connect him to Giannis and his future free agency and his recent comments about the Bulls. But just talking about Kostas as a player, I do believe he can play some minutes. Say the Bulls are playing a bigger team, or Vucevic or Andre Drummond get in some foul trouble, Kostas would obviously help a lot more than Malcolm Hill or Derrick Jones in my eyes. I hope he does win that final two-way spot. Leave some comments and questions below today's video who you guys want the Bulls to officially keep on their final two-way spot. And the final topic in today's video is about some Bulls players returning to Chicago ahead of training camp. You know, like I did state earlier in today's video, training camp is about a week away. And the Chicago Bulls official Twitter account has been posting pictures of some players in the Advocate Center in Chicago about a week early for training camp, and that's super cool. I mean, I know the Chicago Sun-Times did put out an article reporting that like a bunch of Bulls players are going to return to Chicago early, you know, have some workouts, have some scrimmages, kind of what they did last offseason, which was super cool. I know the Bulls Twitter account put out some pictures of Vooch and Coby White, and that's really cool. I mean, I'm expecting a big year from Coby White, even though he did play pretty solid for the Bulls last year, and he was also the best three-point shooter by percentage on the Bulls roster. I'll definitely make sure to throw up these pictures of Coby White in the gym working out. You know, I'm expecting a big year from Coby White, especially with him being in the final year of his contract. And I know a lot of Bulls fans really want the Bulls to trade Coby White, and I understand both sides of that story. I mean, Coby's still super young. I believe he could be a deadly sixth man in the NBA for a long time if he can just work on his defense and be more consistent. Also, he provides something that this Bulls roster needs badly, and that's three-point shooting. And speaking of Coby White, Bleacher Report did put out an article about 3 weeks ago talking about 5 young NBA players who need a trade, and they did list Coby White as one of those players. And with that being said, the first thing Bleacher Report said while talking about Coby White and his situation with the Bulls, the first sentence they said was, the Bulls don't need Coby White. And I understand that, because I'd say this Bulls roster does need more, I'd say, big bodies or like power forwards or centers or small forwards on this roster than more guards. But at the end of the day, the Bulls need scoring when Zach or Demar or Vucevic are getting double teamed. And I believe Coby White's the best option other than those 3 that I just named. I mean, maybe Patrick Williams if he could stay healthy and take that next step. But I don't get why Bleacher Report said the Bulls don't need him. Sure, you know, they're very guard heavy and they could probably make it work without him, but he's a very good three-point shooter, and just that he has that scoring punch off the Bulls bench that I feel like they will need. And other than a lot of Bulls fans wanting the Bulls to trade Coby White, it's obvious his name has been on the trade block and in every trade rumor surrounding the Bulls for honestly a year or two now. I mean, according to Joe Cowley of the Chicago Sun-Times, he's been on the trade block for the past year or so. And he also added that the Bulls have no intention of extending him, so I guess we'll have to see how Coby White does play in his final year of his contract. I'm expecting another good season out of him. He played really well last year. Obviously, it was up and down, kind of inconsistent at times, and he really did struggle in the playoffs versus the Bucks, but I am expecting another solid year from Coby White. Leave some comments and questions below today's video about Coby White coming to training camp early, same with Vooch and the Lonzo Ball update, and also the Bulls signing Kostas Antetokounmpo. I'm super excited for training camp and preseason. I'm going to have videos out every other day, keeping you guys updated on all the news, rumors, and updates. Thank you guys for all the love on the channel and watching today's video. Thank you guys. Have a good one.